Hey guys, it's me Marty and welcome to our annual Christmas tutorial. So this year, part of the Christmas with Marty series is going to be the Christmas party glam, which I do every single year. That's my not so editorial. You're going to an office party, maybe not office, this is a lot for the office, but you're going to some sort of Christmas event and you want to look nice, pretty, and so festive. So today what I decided to do was I used this Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera Palette to create this beautiful silver and gold halo eye, and we topped it off with a festive bright red lip for Christmas. So if you guys want to see how I use this palette to make this look, you can just keep on watching. Thanks. Okay guys, so to start this look, my eyes are already primed, my brows are done and carved out. My skin is prepped, but I don't have any primer on, but I want to start with the eyes first because I always start with the eyes first. So before I get started, first thing I want to do is something I've been doing a lot lately. I am going to apply a little bit of foundation to like the corners of my eye because I've been noticing lately that when I get to do the rest of my face, sometimes I have like a little line of demarcation there. So I've been doing that a lot lately. So I'm going to use this Beach Roads Naturals Revitalizing Mist. Y'all know I've been using this forever. Just going to spray this brush real quick. And I'm going to use the foundation that I'm planning to use today. And I'm just going to put a little bit on my sponge. I hope this thing is like this foundation, the NYX Stay Matte Not Flat foundation. It gets so separated in water if you don't use it for a long time. And I don't use it very often. So anyway, I might have to take these earrings off because they're like obnoxiously large, which is my gig. So, you know. Okay. So I'm using like the tiniest little bit because I'm literally just going to kind of get my eyes ready for like way at the end when I'm doing my foundation. So I just want to put it in the corner of my eye and then on the outer corner. You don't have to go across your whole eye. You can if you want to. I'll do it since I already started it, but I usually don't, to be honest. I don't usually do that all the way across. But just so that I have, just so that the shade is the same with my skin. Because after you do your concealers and all that, you know, it looks different. It doesn't look like your natural skin color. I mean, it does, but you know what I mean. I don't need to explain myself to you. Next, we're going to use Miss Riviera Palette. For my transition shade, which is going to be very important in a halo eye, we're going to go with Coastline, which is this pretty orangey color. Can't get the brush out. Oh, the ribbon, dummy. I'm going to use Coastline, which is right here, this beautiful like peachy color. So we're going to use that in a transition shade. I know it's like a buzzword and everyone who's ever shot a tutorial says transition shade all the time. But the reason behind it is really important for this kind of look because it is going to be the color we use to pull all our other colors together. You know what I mean? Like, think about it if you're making a pizza. Our transition shade is our tomato sauce. Like, it goes right on the top. It covers everything. It's what we're going to use to hold all the other pieces together. It's the glue that's going to hold the look together. So I'm going to go in with Coastline. Y'all can see there's a little bit of fallout, but this is not a first impression. It's just a tutorial. I'm going to start at the outer corner of my eye. I'm going to go across. Keep it pretty high. And then we're going into the inner corner because we're going to start to create the area around our halo. So y'all see what I'm doing here? Picking it up, taking it a little higher. Something else about applying that foundation, the soft sand, it's a tad bit lighter than my skin tone. Which doesn't really matter for the overall look. It's not light enough to make a difference for my overall look. But it's kind of good to even the skin out because I've been breaking out like crazy. And even my eye has a lot of discoloration right now. So having that lighter base, it kind of does a good job of evening it out a little bit. So I am using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush right now. Yeah, for the moment, just to do this. So I'm bringing it up to the top of the crease here, almost to the brow bone. And then I'm going to go back into the corners of my lid. So not just here where we would usually do a transition, but also here. And again, it may not look like it makes much sense now, but it will when we're finished. Or when we're getting more into the lid. Not even when we're completely finished, but when we get more into the lid. So that's good for our transition right now. So I'm going to go in with this beautiful deep brown shade called Palm here. And I'm going to put that right in my crease. Oh, crap. I'm sorry, Lulu. Louis was sleeping on the sofa. So I'm going to put Palm right where I want my crease to start. Yeah, so y'all see where that is, because I'm going to kind of do a little tiny bit of a cut crease today too, just to really focus in on that silver and gold. Yeah, so that's good. And another reason that I like to use one palette for a look is not just laziness, although laziness is a huge part of it. Beyond just me not feeling like going get another palette, the formulas usually are designed to work together in a palette. So like if you use, like in this case, I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, the Riviera palette. But if I did want to use another palette, like if there was a shade that I did not have in here that I needed, I would still suggest that you use another Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, because usually the formulas don't change that much. Now from palette to palette, formulas will change, but like using an Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette and like maybe the Sultry palette is a lot, you have a better chance of the formulas meshing together than using like this and then like the Lorac 2 Pro palette, you know what I mean? Both are amazing palettes, but they may not play as well together because they're not meant to go together. So, yeah. Which is also why I usually try to keep my foundations, to keep my primers and my palettes matching too. Like if I use a Too Faced palette, I'll usually use a Too Faced primer. Unfortunately, I just don't have any Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primers. And I'm not considering getting it because I have not heard good things about that primer. Like, I don't know anyone that, like, loves it. I've never tried it to say anything about it, but I haven't heard any great things about it. So, again, I'm going to go in with Palm now, and I'm going to deepen out those corners where I put the transition shade earlier, but just almost like we do with contour, I'm just going to, like, dot those areas. So again, I put it, yeah, y'all can kind of already see the shape is starting to build. We're just building that shape. Okay, so going in with this Morphe M562 brush, I'm just going to use that to lightly start to buff out those corners. So if you do have smaller eyes, I have relatively huge eyes, so I don't have that problem that much. But if you are a person that does have smaller eyes, this isn't blending as well. I'm going to have to buff it out a little bit more with something else. If you do have smaller eyes, this is a look that you might want to try because it'll make your eye appear bigger. So I think we're all set up on the actual eyelid. I mean, on the part around the lid, the eye shape and all that. We're going to start now building our beautiful halo, which I'm so excited about. We'll do silver on the outside and then gold in the middle because the gold is so bright. And then we're also going to do gold in our inner eye corner. So yeah, actually what I'm going to do first before I do anything is I'm going to take the NYX glitter glue. I'm going to use the NYX Glitter Primer because I really want these colors to pop. And I will tell y'all, I can't speak for everyone who's ever done a glitter eye look, but every time I do a glitter eye look, this primer just makes everything, not only does it make it stick, but it also makes it, what's the word I want to use? It also makes the colors pop. I don't know if that's intentional or if that's just something I'm making up in my mind. I'm just putting that right in the center, and then I'm going to just pat it out a little bit just so it gets more all over the place. So yeah, not only does it make your glitter stick, but it makes it pop. I don't know if there's something else. I really don't know. I don't know. And honestly, I don't care. I just know that it works. So, and it's super cheap. It's like under 10 bucks and it's really, really good. I want to try actually to start applying Seaside with my fingertip because again, I want, So that's, y'all see we have the hole in the middle. That's obviously where the gold is going to go. Now I'm going to go in with, yeah, and y'all see I didn't put it all the way on the edge because that's where our, what color was that? Palm needed to go. And I'm going to go with the brush and just kind of spread it out a little tiny bit more because I didn't want, you know, just to get my line a little cleaner here. So something I like to do when I'm doing these kind of looks is I like to apply the I like to apply the shades first and then I'll go back and add a transition if I need to blend it. So like right now I want to use this Too Faced Born This Way. This is the Naturally Radiant concealer. I got this at TJ Maxx, and the thing with this is, although it's gorgeous, I don't really know what I was supposed to use it for. Like I find it's very very, 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 what's the word? Light coverage in a concealer. Like, so light coverage that I don't really know what it does for a concealer. So I mostly use it to carve out my brows and to carve out my lid if I need to. And in my experience, I could be wrong, but in my experience, I have never had it where I did this step after the glitter glue and the glitter glue didn't still stick. It might mess with the formula a little bit, but it still sticks on there, just a little FYI. So I'm just putting that right in the middle of the lid, and I'm just going down here. And sometimes what I'll do too is I'll let my eye rest so it can make its own crease. Instead of always fighting that crap, I was like, you know what? It's time to just let it go, girl. Let your eye do what it's going to do, because it's going to do it anyway. And then I need to do this on the other side now. I like this tiny little Morphe concealer brush. This one is the M421. I like it because the concealer point is so tiny. It really allows you to get in and really be like neat with it, because that's something I struggle with. And I just messed it up, but you know, we can fix it in a minute. But and I'll be honest with you guys, I am not good with getting my makeup neat because I'm not patient. Like, if I am doing it now, I don't want to take a lot of time to do it. And it's weird because I enjoy the process of doing my makeup, but I'm just not a patient person. Like, if I mess it up, I'm not going to go back and fix it. I'm like, it's already messed up, so who cares? But, you know, during a tutorial, obviously, I want to make sure I show you guys the right way to do it. But just know she's a flawed individual, honey, and I will definitely not go back and fix it if I mess it up on a regular basis. I'll do it today because I'm with y'all, but usually not so much. So now I think my middle of my halo is pretty even. So now I'm going to go with Inheritance, and Inheritance is a bright gold. So you want to be a little bit cautious with it. I'm going to put it right in the middle to start with, and then I'm going to use another brush to blend it out. Look how beautiful that is, y'all. Gorgeous. I mean, not to blend it out, but just to place it in some other spots. Like, okay, so I'm going to use this NYX, I think it's called a micro shader brush. This is one of these brushes. I reviewed these a while back. I'll put a card for it right at the top there. This, for detail work, these NYX brushes are insane. Like, they are so, they put the makeup right where, like, y'all see that? See what I just did at the top here? I cannot do that on a regular basis, but I love these. I got like 3 or 4 of them from Ulta one time on some massive sale, and I just am in love with them. I just think they're so, so good. So this is what our halo is looking at like right now. So I'm going to go back with that Morphe. This is actually called a tiny upper crease shader brush. I said it earlier, but it's the M562. So I'm going to try to blend it a little bit with just that first. And again, just like what I just said about those little NYX brushes, this brush is so little, it gets right in the area that you want to. Oh my goodness. I may not need that transition color. I actually really like how this is coming out. So I'm just going to go in with that little tiny Morphe brush. And I'm just going to focus on just the edges of the halo, because you don't want to go over it, because you don't want to erase. The whole point of the halo is to see where the halo is. You know what I mean? So, you know. I'm getting a little better. It took me a minute, but I'm getting a little better. So I'm going to go back in with Palm, only because I don't feel like I see the, I don't feel like I see what I need to see as far as the crease is concerned. So I want to just go back and do a little tiny, very, very carefully, because I don't want to undo what I just did. And I just want to deepen that up a little bit more, just to give it a little more dimension. We're just giving her a little tiny bit more dimension. Oh yeah, that looks better. I like that a lot, actually. So again, I'm going to go back with this upper crease blender thing is my favorite brush right now. That Morphe 562. And I am going to go back with our transition shade, which was Coastline originally. And I want to blow out that crease at the top a little bit, because it's too pronounced right now. So I want to just blend that out just a little tiny, tiny bit. Little tiny bit. Yep. Y'all see what we're doing here? And the inspiration for this look, I don't know if anyone else has traditions like that, but my mom is like a Christmas claymation cartoon, like freak. Like, she loves those things. We've watched them every year since I was little. I think she said we started watching them when we lived in Italy when I was really little, that those were the cartoons that we'd watch because we couldn't speak Italian and all the cartoons were in Italian. So they used to send us American cartoons, and it was like those kind of cartoons. So we watch them all the time. And to this day, I'm dipping back in a palm, by the way, just to kind of deepen, again, that's those corners. And I'm going in with the contour brush from Shani that I use all the time to dot my V. So I'm just taking it in those corners now to give a little bit more love to that dimension again. I guess I blended it out too much because it was like gone. So I wanted to put a little bit more back just so we could get that shape again. So anyway, so that's how we wound up watching those. And the Rudolph one, they had this song called Silver and Gold. And if my sister's watching or my mom, and my mom usually watches it, my aunts, everyone who watches this is going to hear it, silver and gold, silver and gold. That's literally where this came from, because we watched that so many times, and it's, yeah. So anyway, so this is the NYX Pro Makeup brush. I believe it's called the Crease Blender. It's another micro brush with those white tips. It's the number 44, and it's so good. It does the same thing. I just need a little bit more strength in the brush to really be able to push it around. So yeah. So just going back in and just redefining the outer corners with Palm. That's pretty much it for the eyeshadow part of the look. I am going to really quickly actually do a little bit of a highlight on the top, and I have to show y'all this brush, you guys. So this is the Morphe JH39. I don't know if that video is going to post by the time this video does. No, it's not. It's going to be next Friday. So you can look for that video. The Jaclyn Hill Morphe brushes, you guys. I don't know how much she had to do with that collection or how that works, but man, those are some freaking good brushes. Like, this is the inner eye corner brush, so it picks up so much pigment. So like, we're going to use it for the gold when we're finished. We're not going to do it right now, but I also have been using it for my eyebrows. I'm going to go in with Sales, which is this stark matte white, which I don't have a lot of, so I was really excited when I got this. And I'm just going to put it on my brow bone. I would usually like a shimmer there, but since we're going to have a lot of shimmer elsewhere on the face, I didn't want to do shimmer there as well. So, but you can see, like, this brush sticks stuff like directly where you want it, and it's just really good. I really like it. So the top of our eyes are done. Actually, I'm going to go do my foundation and my concealer, then I'll come back and we'll do the under eye look together, because it's kind of a thing. It's going to be more in tune than usual what we do with our under eye. So I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so I am back and my skin looks much better. I have my foundation on, color correct concealer, and just a regular concealer on right now because I want to go back in and work on the under eye. So I'm going to use Coastline. I think I want to use Coastline. I want to connect, like, okay, so what I'm trying to do is connect this color here and make it like one big swoop. And usually what I do is just use the same transition shade and just bring it down. So this is Vasanti, I don't know what it's called, angled Contour eyeshadow 4 brush. I didn't know they had the name on it. That's good to know. And I'm just going to try to connect that and bring it all the way down underneath my eye, just so it looks like, see how it has like that little connection right there? That's what I'm going for. I just want that to be all the way around the eye. So now I'm going back with Palm, which is that brown I used. I know there's a lot of demarcation here. I'm going to fix that later. I'm going to use this Morphe M165. This is actually the first Morphe brush I ever bought, eyeliner brush, to use Palm just to stamp on the bottom of my eyelash line here. And I'm just stamping it. So this is, again, part of that Jaclyn Hill collection. This is the JH39 brush. It's called the inner eye corner, whatever brush. And it's just really good to get a good amount on the brush. It's really densely packed, and it just applies directly where you want it to. So right on the inner eye corner. And I did that with Inheritance, which is the color we use in the middle of our halo. And I'm just going to put that there, right in the inner tear duct. Y'all see that light? I mean, it's so beautiful. I love this brush. This brush is the brush like I didn't know I needed. But now that I have it, I don't know what I would do without it. Like, I love this brush so much. So, okay, guys. So most of my makeup is now done. I have baked. I have lashes, liner, all that stuff on. And if you want a full list of everything I have on, I am going to post every single thing I wore, every single thing I'm wearing in the corresponding blog post. And I'm going to link those that are still available. Some of it is not because, of course, I shop everything on mega sale. So sometimes things are sold out by the time I get to use it in a video. But I have all of my wet ingredients done. I've baked already, so all my creams and stuff are done. So now I want to do my dry ingredients. So next, we're going to do highlighter. And I have so many beautiful highlighters, y'all. Like, I've been blessed with highlighters, I will say that. So this is I finally found what I want to use, the Laura Geller Big Gelato Swirl Illuminator in Gilded Honey. So this is it. It is a straight up gold blinding highlight, no ifs, ands, or buts. It is beautiful. It's just so pretty. It's like the formula is weird because it's almost like liquidy. You can almost tell by looking at it how wet it looks. Let me show y'all. Let me swatch it. See that? Like, gorgeous. I'm gonna actually just apply it like that. Then I'll clean it off with the brush. I mean, not clean it off, but spread it out with the brush. That's probably my favorite part of my beauty routine is my blinding highlight. I love a good blinding highlight. Like, to get that glow, like, y'all see that? Not a crazy, like, not where it's obvious. Like, I don't like those, like, super, I need you to understand that I'm wearing highlights, but just this, just a nice warm where, like, you see how the light catches it? I love that crap. And then I'm going to do Cupid's bow situation. Chin. Then I want to take, oh wait, I need a little bit for the forehead. Right above the brows, which I haven't been doing, but I've been doing it lately. Like, I just kind of got into that, doing highlight right above my brows. It just gives a little extra pick-me-up to the brows, I find. So I'm going to use this little Japanese brush. The last brush I just used was a Japanese brush as well. And this is, I think it's a mini baking brush, but I like to apply it to apply my nose highlight because it's not super crazy. So it's not going to be like a super bright, loud, blinding highlight on the nose. Like, I never want anyone to look at my makeup and say, oh, her makeup is pretty. I want them to say, oh, she's pretty, you know? And that is like, it's not like your nose. It's not like you have a glow. It's like your highlight is nice. And I don't like that, so we're not going to do that. Yeah, so we're going to do this one today. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold Soleil. And it's the same as the regular Soleil bronzer, except it has a little bit of shimmer in it. So since we're really amping up the silver and gold, I'm going to do that one instead. Okay, so I'm going to use this GG Gorgeous, the Gorgeous Contour brush, just to give me a little bit of warmth to my skin, because like I said, that foundation we used is a little bit light for me, so I wanted to come back and add a little bit of warmth to my face. So, and I like this brush because usually when I do contour, when I do bronzer, I have to use a bigger brush to fan it out, and then I have to use a smaller brush to do this. This one, the way it's pointed, it gets, you see that right underneath the cheekbone, right where I need it. And it's big enough that if you turn it slightly, it'll, you know, cover larger areas, but you can use just the tip just to do smaller areas. And I love that this little tiny one, this little travel size one, still comes with a mirror and everything. I like that. So the last thing we're going to do for this look, as well as any other look, is we're going to do our lips. So we're going to do a bright red lip because, again, Christmas, I don't feel like you could do a Christmas look without having a red lip. So we're going to do True Red liner, and this is from the Prestige Cosmetics. Prestige Cosmetics Waterproof Lip Liner and Contour. Now, the issue with this, it's called True Red, but I feel like I remember being a little bit pink. But let's see if I have the right one. Yeah, it's got a little tiny pink undertone. Then I'm going to use this lipstick from Belle and Argent. Okay, so this red, it's a matte. First of all, the pack, I love the pack. Let me put this down. This packaging is beautiful. I love having this with me. So just to take it out and reapply my lipstick. I mean, not right now because we're all wearing masks, but on a regular basis. I just love the packaging. But it's a bright red lip. And I'm so sorry if I used this for my lipstick last year for the Christmas tutorial. I don't think I did, though. I just kind of got back into this because when I first tried it out, I found it wasn't matte. And then lately I've been using it and it's been showing it really matte. I don't know what the deal is, but Yeah. It's a little bit more like tomato red than my lip liner, which I like my lip liner to be a little bit darker anyway, but you know. I've always said I'm not much of a fan of a bullet lipstick, or as I call them, twist ups. But this year, y'all, the bullet lipsticks have been coming all the way through. And that lipstick transformed like this whole look. Like, it's crazy. So this is the NYX Wonder Pencil. You could use a concealer with a concealer brush if you want to as well. But I love to use this thing. It's a concealer pencil. So to go back and clean up, like to trace around my lips if I have anything out of place, which today I did a pretty good job. But it's just really, really perfect to just go back and clean up little areas. Like I messed up my eyeliner earlier. Straighten it with that. I don't know if anyone else makes one like this. I just know the NYX one. It's just so good for cleaning up just little tiny mistakes. Just good for just making everything look really clean. Like if you do like a vampy deep lip with this around it, it just makes your lipstick pop so much. Quick little blend out using this Luxie Detailed Taper brush. And normally I don't do this on camera, but I wanted to share this with y'all because I love this powder so much. This Marc Jacobs Invisible, I think it's called the Finish Line Coconut Setting Powder. So the thing I want to talk about is the apparatus inside of it. So it has this net where you just push down on it and then your powder comes out instead of you having to like put it in a container or whatever and all that stuff like I usually have to do. It's so much easier and it's a really good powder. But honestly, I love the container so much because it just makes everything so much easier. So I'm just going to I start with it under my eye because it's so bright. I'll just pat it like that and then I'll swirl it all over. All right, so I'm going to go and set my makeup, put my earrings on. We'll be right back to wrap up and finish talking about what we did today. Okay, guys, so we are all done with our silver and gold Christmas cut crease look. So this is the finished look. Let me get you guys a little closer so you guys can really see the eyes. Okay, so I'm really, really happy with the way that this came out. I feel like it looks really good. It's fun. It wasn't really as hard to do as I was expecting it to be, I guess, because I've actually done it a few times before tonight. So just quick refresher, we did use the Riviera Palette to get this eye look. All the other products I used today that I used on and off camera are going to be listed in the corresponding blog post that will be underneath in the description box below. Thank you guys for joining me for this Christmas tutorial here on the Christmas with Marty series. Remember, if you guys need to see any, check out beauty content, home content, all of that stuff on my Instagram page, which is Glam with Marty, which is right here. Thank you guys for my little increase in subscribers. That's crazy. I'm really excited about that. Thank you. Also, followers on that page have been going up as well. I don't know what's going on, but I like it. So thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Also on there are my deals of the day. My daily deals of the day are always in my Instagram stories. And I mean to tell you guys, I truly, if there's one thing you follow from here, it needs to be that Instagram page because I post deals of the day every day and I usually have really, really good deals. Like some of the stuff I got here was on deals of the day and I got them on mega sale. So that's that. But also for like music and politics and my not beauty stuff, I used to call it commentary in 40 characters or less. You can head over to my Twitter page, which is right here. Other than that, if you guys like this video, please do give it a like and please subscribe. Again, I complain about this a lot, but like 95% of my views are from people who are not subscribed to me. So why not just go ahead and subscribe, girl? You might as well. So that way you can get all of your Christmas content from Christmas with Marty, because aside from doing these tutorials, we're doing a bunch of first impressions. I just did a glam room tour and makeover. I just did a living room tour and makeover. I have a couple first impression Fridays for gift ideas, all kinds of stuff going on. So just make sure that you're staying in the loop by subscribing and hitting the notification bell. And you can also hit me up on any other social media, which is always the last slide. Lately, I've been going really ham with Snapchat. I don't know why I'm having a Snapchat resurgence. I've been off there for quite some time, but lately I've been on a lot of Snapchat. So, yeah. Anyway, so again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time you want to get ready for Christmas. If you come over here to do Christmas with Marty. Thanks, y'all. See y'all next time. Bye.